Okay, so what have I done so far? Well, there's the motherboard for the C64. I've actually removed the 9-pin socket and the switch, and that as well. I've also removed the power connector, which is in another room at the moment, but what I've done is I've removed it, and I'm going to fill I don't have it with me here, it's in the other room, but the base part I'm going to mount the connectors, power connector, joystick port, power switch and so forth, so that it looks like as if it's an untouched 64. But I'm going to modify I'm going to modify this port so that the bottom 4 pins will actually be the USB. And that way it'll appear like a normal Commodore 64, but in actual fact it won't be. The only way you'll be able to tell is that this is the computer that I took out of the chewy cover. This is the computer itself. So you can see it's got 2 USB ports, power switch. Now it's only a momentary switch, so it's one of those ones that you have to hold down to turn on, then you've got to let go again. So I can't put in, otherwise I would have used the Commodore 64 switch, but I can't. There's the power socket, USB 3, HDMI, Ethernet. It also has Wi-Fi, so there's a Wi-Fi antenna, and this is the memory. So I've removed those for now, just so that it's easier to hold this around. Otherwise they're waving around and they might break off or something. It's also got your sound port there, and this is a reset switch, which I will take off the board, or I'll just solder onto the bottom of the board. I'm not sure, I haven't decided yet. But the power switch, I'll definitely have to probably take that off and then solder to the board and use it. I may be even thinking of actually just drilling a hole into the Commodore 64 case, and so that it just sticks out slightly, that I can actually touch on it. Haven't decided on that yet, what to do there. Only just noticed that now, but it's on the USB ports. The SD card, I might mount a USB card in there and just keep it there permanently. They're probably something like a 64 gig. And then run the emulation in here. As you can see, this is what it looks like inside. It is very badly rusted, so I'm not putting this back in. It's disgusting, and I probably could go through the whole process of cleaning it, but I'm not interested. Which means, of course, that both of these are really crappy. I could probably buy another one and put them in and make it look clean, but it actually is useless. Which means the keyboard, which slots into the base, this part here slots into the base of it. So what I'll have to do now is I'll have to get some separators that will mount on the board up to here and hold these into place with some screws. That's the only way to get around it, and then plug that in, and I'll get this keyboard up and running in there as well. So that's where I'm at the moment. Like I said, I just wanted to pull all this apart. I'll be getting rid of these cases. I won't be using those cases. There's no point. This will be in there on its own, and that's my progress at the moment.